Good evening, fellow YouTubers. Today I am going to be reviewing a game I recently picked up for the 3DS, Driver Renegade. I got this with a little bit of my birthday money. I got it used for a little over 25 bucks at EB Games, and let me tell you, I wish I had bought something else. This game sucks. You play as an ex-NYPD cop who quits the force because of something to do with him going undercover. It's never explained what he did or what he saw or why suddenly decided to quit the force because of this undercover thing that he done. But ultimately it doesn't matter. You get hired by some senator who wants you to help clean up New York City's organized crime. The game plays a little bit like the Grand Theft Auto, but driving only. And there's no guns. All you do is drive. You smash up other cars. You tail other cars. You smash up newspaper booths and massage parlors that are covers for prostitution. That's pretty much all you do in the game. You drive. The storyline, what eventually happens is you find out that the senator is crooked and has actually been working with these crime lords that you've been trying to take down. So you gotta take down the senator, and yeah. It's one of those games. It's one of those stories. The gameplay is absolutely atrocious. The controls for the car are sloppy. You try to adjust your car a little bit and you give a little tap on the joystick and the car does a lot more than turn the direction you want to go. You try to turn corners, you constantly run into buildings. You always seem to skid when turning, no matter how small the turn is, which of course screws up your control of the car. The game is just downright awful. It's not unplayable, but it's awful. I beat this game on easy mode probably in less than 4 hours. Actually, definitely less than 4 hours, maybe even less than 3. There's incentive to play it on hard mode. In hard mode, you unlock different cars, but the truth of the matter is, I don't want to play this game on hard mode. I don't want to play it again. I'm half tempted to sell it on Kijiji, or bring it back to EB Games for in-store credit, because I'm not going to be touching this game again. This game is just it's a really bad game. You don't care about the people, you don't care about the story. There's one mission where you go around and you crash through massage parlors that are fronts for prostitution. You meet one of the girls there. She eventually becomes your girlfriend, and you find out that one of the senator's men kills her. And you just don't care. It's kind of like, oh yeah, okay, she's dead. Let's move on. You don't connect with the characters at all. And I mean, I'll admit I'm kind of a heartless prick, but even I connect with characters in a video game if it's a good game. Like, well, anything from the Grand Theft Auto series, the the RPGs I play. As you probably noticed, I play a lot of RPGs. In this game, you just don't give a shit. It's a god-awful game. The voice acting is okay, a little bit over the top, and when you're playing the game, you hear the same lines over and over and over again. If there was a mute button, I'd use it. Like, well, for example, the guy says shithead a lot. And it's like every 5 seconds you hear the same shithead line. It's so unmemorable I can't even remember what it is, but it's something along the lines of nice move, shithead. Way to drive, shithead. And you just constantly hear that over and over and over again, and every 5 seconds, and you just wanna shut the fucker up. I got this game expecting something like Grand Theft Auto, but driving only. And instead, I get this half-assed car game that it could be a good game if they did it right, but they didn't. They just screwed it up completely. If they had better controls, if they didn't repeat the same lines over and over again, and if they had a story that allowed you to connect with the characters, this would have been a decent game. But the story, you don't give a shit about. The characters, you don't give a shit about. The handling of the cars is atrocious. And you just ultimately don't care. Towards the end of the game, I kept thinking to myself, why am I still playing this? I'd rather be playing something else. And when the game ended, and it leaves kind of an open-ended story, so there's a possibility of a sequel, you don't care. I don't want to play a sequel of this game. I don't even want to play this game. I'm done with it. It's one of these games where if I don't get rid of it, it's just going to collect dust on my shelf. There are far better games out there, and this is probably, so far, the worst game I've ever played for the 3DS. Now, I haven't played a lot of games for the 3DS. I've played a lot of games that are DS. But yeah. Worst game I've ever played for the 3DS. Worst game I've ever played on... that includes the DS as well. If I'm going to play a racing game or a car game, I'd rather play Mario Kart. Mario Kart is charming and cute. And most importantly, has good controls and is just overall a fun game to play. This game is not fun. You roll your eyes at the story a lot. You get frustrated by the controls, because I cannot stress enough, the controls for this game is just terrible. You constantly skid out, crash into other cars that you don't want to crash into buildings while making a corner turn. I wouldn't recommend this game at all. I'd give it a 3 out of 10, and even then that score just seems a little too high. The graphics in the game are pretty good. The 3D in the game is pretty good. And that's about the only kind thing I can say about Driver Renegade. I will highly recommend you avoid it. You don't pick it up. If you see it for even $5, it's not worth $5. It's not worth $1. If you see it for a quarter, pick it up and you can realize why this is a bad game. I wouldn't pay more for it than a quarter for this game. 25 cents. I paid 25 bucks for it, and I feel ripped off. Anyways, that's my review. Stay tuned. I will post another review soon of either a video game or a beer. I got 3 new beers. Lake of Bays Roost, or Lake of Bays Brewery Roost, it's a red ale. Cameron's Lager, which is a Pilsner, I believe, some sort of lager. And Flying Monkey's Red Amber Ale.